Good Thursday evening, November 7th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. Police say a man broke into the vehicle of an off-duty Chelan County Sheriff's deputy and took it for a joyride before walking away with pieces of the officer's uniform and a department-issued handgun. According to Douglas County election results, the East Wenatchee School District's Educational Programs and Operations levy is passing at 55.44%. One more nice day on tap tomorrow with a very wet forecast beginning late Sunday and continuing into much of next week. All your local weather details are coming up. The young man who shot and killed East Wenatchee teenager Tony Figueroa in a gang-related confrontation last year was sentenced Wednesday to 14 years in prison. Jairo Israel Enciso pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in Tony's murder, as well as his part in an assault committed against another inmate while he was held in the Chelan County Jail. Tony Figueroa was just 15 when he confronted Enciso at a Wenatchee quinceanera party in August of 2023. Enciso, who was 17 at the time, produced a handgun and fired 6 shots, killing Tony. He fled and was later arrested in his hometown of Toppenish. At the time of the shooting, Enciso had recently lost 2 brothers of his own to gun violence. In court Wednesday, Tony's family confronted the boy's killer as well as their own grief.
My own kids grew up with Tony more like an older brother than a cousin. So having that conversation and having to explain to them that they'd never be able to hug him again was the worst moment of my life.
He was my first boy, my second born. We were a blended family of 7. Tony started sports since he was 6 up until he was 14. He did wrestling, soccer, football, and boxing, but he preferred football and soccer over anything. Seeing my son laying down, covered in a white sheet is not something that any mother should ever see.
Why go inflict that pain on another mother, knowing that your mother is going through the same thing, not with just 1, but 2. It is coward of you, and you had to put 6 in my brother. I hope God finds you. I hope you look for him, because honestly, just by looking at you, you look lost. You don't know, you're hurt. Like you don't know how to deal with yourself.
Police say a man broke into the vehicle of an off-duty Chelan County Sheriff's deputy and took it for a joyride before walking away with pieces of the officer's uniform and a department-issued handgun. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office says 35-year-old Francisco Medina Rangel prowled several vehicles and broke into buildings early Wednesday that were in BB Bridge Park, including the Chelan deputy's car. When the deputy caught up to him, Rangel was allegedly wearing Sheriff's Department clothing and carrying the firearm. Investigators with Douglas County say aside from breaking into the patrol car, he also drove away with it and crossed BB Bridge into Chelan County before returning to the park. Rangel was booked on suspicion of vehicle theft, burglary, theft, and unlawful firearm possession, plus related counts. He was already sought on a warrant for missing a court date on a previous charge of impersonating a police officer. Latest ballot counts show Brad Hawkins, Alan Blackman, and Randy Smith all leading in their races with vote totals of more than 60% each in Chelan County. Hawkins' large lead over Wenatchee developer Flint Hartwig in the county commissioner race is now at 64.84% after the second round of ballot counts conducted Wednesday by the Chelan County Auditor's Office. District Court Judge Alan Blackman will remain in his position after garnering 60.9 63.75% of the vote against challenger and Wenatchee attorney Jay Eyestone. Incumbent PUD Commissioner Randy Smith will also keep his seat after latest ballot counts show him earning 63.25% of the vote against Pashaston Community Council leader Steve Keene. There are an estimated 4,000 ballots left to count in Chelan County. Republicans took back the White House and made gains in the U.S. Congress this week. But in Washington, it was a Democratic sweep, with Bob Ferguson elected governor along with a slate of Democrats in every other executive office. In a press gathering Wednesday, outgoing Governor Jay Inslee praised Washington voters for turning down Republican-led initiatives that would have overturned the state's capital gains tax, its new fund for long-term care insurance, and the Climate Commitment Act.
We are a special and unique state because we have a sense of strong values that we again defended last night. We have a strong commitment to the health of our children and to our environment, and we stand against pollution in our air and water. And last night, by overwhelming margins, Washingtonians again protected our precious environment. We have a strong commitment to our seniors and for those who may need help staying in their homes. And by an overwhelming margin, Washingtonians rejected the effort of those who would snatch away those benefits. And I'm pleased by that result. We are a state that values the education of our children and fairness in our tax system. And last night, Washingtonians, by strong margins, rejected the effort to pull back funding from our schools and preserve the capital gains tax. These are all three ways that we have again responded to the basic and most admirable characteristics of the state of Washington, and I could not be more proud of what Washingtonians did last night.
When we come back, a simulated bus crash safety exercise put on by the Wenatchee School District, local health care, and law enforcement agencies is scheduled for next Friday near Columbia Elementary School. And people getting rid of their Halloween pumpkins were able to contribute to the composting program at Wenatchee High School on Wednesday. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Attention all units, be on the lookout for Hot Tub John's mind. That's right, Hot Tub John's has lost his mind at Hot Tubs Liquidators. Get a 5-person platinum spa with all the options, including 34 jets for $59.95, or a 6-person infinity with all the options included, 91 jets for $79.95. That's nuts! Celebrate these grand opening deals at both locations in Chelan and now in Wenatchee. Stay tuned for the next episode of Where's John's Mind? Hot Tub Liquidators.
Raising a family may have seemed overwhelming to your parents, but they weren't. Coach, teacher, life guide, caregiver. Family takes care of family. And as the circle of life continues, you now are their caregiver. It may seem overwhelming, but we're here to help you find the support services necessary so you can provide quality care to your elders.
Call Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington at 1-800-572-4459.
Are you a good listener? Do you stay curious when exploring conflicts? Can you manage emotions in stressful situations? Do you want to help people create solutions that work for each person's needs, lives, and culture? We need people like you to learn to be volunteer mediators, and we're here to help. Contact your local dispute resolution center to discuss your interests and learn about training opportunities.
The Eastmont School District's Educational Programs and Operations levy is passing at 55.44%. That according to Douglas County election results. Levies, which defer from school bonds, help fund para-educators, maintenance staff, and extracurricular activities like athletics, music, and student clubs. According to the district, the levy comprises 15% of Eastmont's total budget and funds 239 jobs not paid for by the state. In July, the Eastmont School Board approved a levy increase to $1.93 per $1,000 of assessed value, which would allow most current programs to continue, but would require some reductions to student programs. The current levy is set to expire in December of 2025. A simulated bus crash safety exercise put on by the Wenatchee School District, local health care, and law enforcement agencies is scheduled for next Friday near Columbia Elementary School. The exercise will involve a bus crash incident with fictional child and adult patients played by volunteers who have been assigned simulated injuries. The fictional patients will have cards that indicate their condition and status, and some will have makeup applied to show injury. After being triaged at the scene, volunteer patients will be transferred to Columbia Health facilities for medical staff to practice treating and managing an influx of wounded patients. The public will see an increased first responder and law enforcement presence next Friday, November 15th, so the participating organizations want people to be aware of the simulation before it happens to not cause any concern. People getting rid of their Halloween pumpkins were able to contribute to the composting program at Wenatchee High School on Wednesday. Earth Club president and Wenatchee High School senior Ava Philippi collected pumpkins after school for just $1 to raise money for the program. NCWLIFE News spoke with Philippi to learn a little bit more about the fundraiser.
Composting is a way to dispose of food waste that allows for the food to decompose in a way that it would naturally do in nature, and then it reduces methane emissions from landfills and allows for the food to be recycled as dirt in farms. I'm the president of Earth Club, and I'm putting it on to try to raise money for our composting program and recycling at the high school. So we're trying to raise money to buy bins and bags and other things. So we have 8 bins right now, and 2 of them are in the kitchen, so 10 bins in total. And we're just in the cafeteria right now, but we're hoping to expand to more of the school. I've just decided to make it my project because I really care about the environment, and I think food waste is a really important thing to focus on. And I noticed that our school was not doing a lot of things that we could be to be more sustainable.
Coming up next in tonight's feature story, we will introduce you to Shasta the dog, one of the pets up for adoption at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Expect another nice fall day tomorrow before a lot of wet weather moves our way late this weekend. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
Let Mary Maid's custom cleaning experts help you clean up your to-do list. Between work, kids, and pets, it's hard to find time to keep up. Let Mary Maids of Wenatchee help. Mary Maid's cleaning experts can help keep your home or business fresh, neat, and exactly how you'd clean it, if only you had the time. Call now for a free estimate, 509-663-1710. Serving Chelan and Douglas counties, Mary Maids, let us help.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills, Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. It's time now for our weekly Paws for Pets feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Tonight's featured pet is a 3-year-old pit bull mix with a friendly demeanor and a big heart. Meet Shasta.
Paws for Pets is presented to you by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Mary Maids, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center.
Hi, I'm Corley with Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, Animal Care Manager. And today I have a really special girl. This is Shasta, and she's our 3-year-old pit bull mix. Shasta came to us as a stray, so we don't know a lot about her before her time here, but we've gotten to know her pretty well since. We know that Shasta is a huge toy lover. So we try to shower her with stuffies and tennis balls as much as we can, and she loves it. Her favorite game is fetch. But so she's playful, but she's actually is really pretty mellow. She will just go with the flow of whatever you're doing. She doesn't need a ton of exercise or walks or anything. She actually would probably be happiest just kind of laying with you on the couch. She is a snuggle butt. We have been staff here kind of gets in little fights over who gets to office foster her every day because she's just so sweet. She'll just lay by our desk and give us little hand licks and ask for treats, and she's just a lovely girl. Shasta can be a little selective with other dogs. There's some she gets along great here. In general, she's pretty non-reactive. But we always encourage, if you're interested and you have another dog, to bring them with you to meet the new dogs. Make sure you all get along. Yeah. We, of course, don't know how she is with cats because she came as a stray, so we don't have that information. She knows her commands. She's really good at sit, and she's phenomenal at stay. And yeah, she'll even lay down. Shasta's not just sweet and gentle, she's also really quiet. She's another one of our dogs who I don't think I've ever heard bark, which is so nice. So if you'd like to come and meet Shasta, we are open Thursday through Tuesday from 12:30 to 6, or you can make an appointment online for Wednesday, and we would love you to meet her.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. Paws for Pets is presented to you by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Mary Maids, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a fantastic Thursday. What a beautiful day out there. Taking a look outside our weather window from this afternoon. This is our Billy Goat Sky-Fi Tower camera up in Okanagan County. All lit up. There's Pateros in your screen and also Brewster just a little farther to the north. But one thing you will notice, a lot of that haze along the horizon. And we had a lot of that around North Central Washington. A little bit of controlled burning and also some foggy conditions in some locations today. But all in all, it was a pretty darn nice fall day. As we look into tomorrow, just like today, I think we'll see a few more high clouds for Friday. A little bit of that morning fog. I think most of that will be from Moses Lake east. We're going to see some cold nights around 30 degrees, and we should warm up in the upper 40s to around 50 tomorrow before a lot of wet weather moves into our forecast by Sunday night. And speaking of Sunday night, as that big system moves in, we're going to see a pretty fair amount of mountain snow, and we're talking Stevens Pass could pick up some of that. 6 to 8 inches of snow Sunday night into Monday. Almost all of us are going to see some of that lowland rain, and it's going to continue right into Wednesday of next week. We'll talk more about that coming up. 50 degrees, our unofficial high temperature today, a couple of clicks above where we should be at 48 for this time of year. Our record 60 degrees set back in 2014. We were at 30 this morning, one of our colder mornings we've had. 33 is our normal low temperature, and our record cold 16, and that was set in 2003. Sunrise this morning 6:54, and our sun sets for us tonight, I should say this afternoon, at 4:34. All right. Moving you into your Friday temperatures. Once again, very consistent weather this week, and we're going to see temperatures almost the same as today. 51 in Moses Lake and Ephrata, 50 for Quincy, a little cooler for Wenatchee, 48. Also Eniat and Chelan at 48. Leavenworth, your high temperature tomorrow, 46. And Kashmir checking in tomorrow afternoon at 47 degrees. All right, tonight we do expect partly cloudy skies. Here's that ridge still over us. High pressure centered in southern Idaho, and that's keeping us pretty clear out there. We will be chilly tonight, not as cold as this morning, talking lows in the mid-30s as you get going tomorrow morning. And then for the rest of your Friday, the dark gray area, just some high clouds, and we'll see that tomorrow. Seasonal high temperatures into the upper 40s as high pressure holds on for one more day. And then on Saturday, mostly cloudy skies. Here's that little area of low pressure off the Oregon-California coast, and there's our chance for rain on Saturday. Even though it is a 40% chance, unlikely that we'll see the wet stuff Saturday at 50 degrees. For Sunday, this is where things really begin to change. Just look at the size of that storm system off the coast of Washington. During the day, most of the rain will be in southwest Washington, but here we go. Late afternoon, early evening, an 80% chance of rain, low 50s. Monday, even wetter. We have an 80% chance of rain throughout the day, becoming a little more scattered in the afternoon. High temperatures again Monday, right around that 50-degree mark. And we're not done with the rain yet. For Tuesday, that system just sits off the coast. It's going to bring us cloudy skies, and once again, a good chance for mainly evening showers on Tuesday. Daytime rain, here we go, into the evening hours, maybe even mixed with some snowflakes on Tuesday. High temperatures again near 50, and then more of the same. As this area of low pressure actually slides to the southeast a little bit, an even better chance that we'll see the wet stuff on Wednesday, a 90% chance of rain. We'll cool down just slightly too, with high temperatures then in the upper 40s. All right, your 7-day forecast, 30 overnight once again tonight, 48 with some high clouds for your high temperature on Friday. Just a 40% chance of rain on Saturday. I'm very skeptical that we'll see anything Saturday. High temperature of 50, but then these 4 days coming up on Sunday right through Wednesday, it's going to be a wet one. 80% chance of evening rain Sunday. Rain likely Monday. Tuesday, we'll see a 60% chance of evening rain, and that goes up to a 90% chance of rain as we get into Wednesday, with high temperatures in the upper 40s to lower 50s. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Dan Kuntz and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Let's talk about sports. Let's talk about football. It starts tonight for the smaller schools. In fact, we got football tonight. We got football Friday. We got football Saturday. Here's your schedule for the smaller schools. They're still in the regular season. Bridgeport will be at Soap Lake tonight at 7 o'clock. Orville welcomes Moses Lake Christian at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Entiat has the Shockers coming to town again, 7 o'clock kickoff. Now, for the 2Bs, it is playoff time. So it's win, you move on to the round of 16. You lose, your season is done. Clay Ellen will be at Brewster tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Also tomorrow at 4 is Liberty Bell welcoming Riverview. Manson travels to Columbia Burbank. That's a 6 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. Tomorrow at 7 o'clock is Warden and Okanagan. And then Lake Roosevelt and Goldendale wrap up the festivities in the 2B playoffs Saturday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. For the 1As, as you know by now, Cashmere, if they win, they move on to the round of 16. Granite Falls coming to town tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Omak welcomes Connell, also at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Chelan's got a tough go. They got to travel all the way to Camas, and then they have to take on a very good Seton Catholic team. That'll be Saturday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. All right, for the 2As, just one local team has punched their ticket to the playoffs, the Othello Huskies. They'll be welcoming Rogers of Spokane to Othello. That is also a Saturday afternoon game. And, of course, the big schools, Eastmont will be at Meade tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Moses Lake will take on Kamaikan at Lions Field Saturday at 1. Again, this is the round of 32. You win, you move on to the round of 16. You lose, your season is done. There are teams that will play games tomorrow that don't really count. If you don't make the playoffs, you can schedule one extra game. Wenatchee, Ephrata, Ellensburg, and Ridgeline did just that. Ridgeline for the Greater Spokane League will be at the Lee Buffalo Field at the Apple Bowl tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Same time for Ellensburg and Ephrata. Playoffs in soccer. Here we go tonight. We will have it for you on our In Your Facebook page. West Valley and Wenatchee for the Big 5, for the Big 9 District 5 4A Championship. We will have that for you, of course, on our Facebook page. At the exact same time, on the other side of the river, Eastmont welcomes Eisenhower. The winner of the Ike Eastmont game will play the loser of the West Valley Wenatchee game for one last shot at state. District 5 and 6, they combine those two for playoff purposes. Royal will host Keona Benton tonight at 6 o'clock. The winner of that game moves on to state. Cascade welcomes Wahluke tonight at 5 o'clock. Lose and you're done. The championship game, although it's Cashmere and Natchez Valley, is actually going to be in Royal Saturday night at 5 o'clock. Doesn't matter if you win or lose in that game. Both teams have guaranteed their ticket to state. Prep volleyball playoffs from last night. Congratulations to Ellensburg for the third consecutive year. They are the District 5 2A champions. They swept aside Sela in 3 easy sets. They're on to state. Toppenish keeps their season alive. They took care of Prosser. It took them 5 sets to do it, but they did it. And we have volleyball tonight. Waterville Mansfield will take on Entiat at 7 o'clock at the Chelan Community Gym. The winner of that game moves on to state. Soap Lake will take on Moses Lake Christian 2 hours later, again at the Chelan Community Gym. Win, you're still alive. Lose, and you're done. Don't forget tonight on our Facebook page in monophonic sound and high definition, it is the District 5 Soccer Championship. The undefeated Wenatchee Panthers taking on the surprise team, West Valley, who had a losing record during the regular season, but they've made it all the way to the championship. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wiesen will have the call for you again, only on our Facebook page. It'll be on TV tomorrow. One last note, congratulations to the Okanagan, Tenasket, Brewster, and Pateros girls soccer teams. They all move on to state as well. And those are just some of the games that people are playing.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.